Stick fight animations is one of the most underrated communities ever. They're all about little to no dialogue, just straight hands. Now, there are some popular ones, old and new, but I'm gonna show you the best of the best. The creme de la creme, the chicken noodle soup of RHG stick animations. First up, we have Jom versus Richard. Jom was created by Jom. You might know him from the Stick Clan Soldier. He's a skilled fighter who wields a sword that has a high pressure air cannon. He's pretty much second place in terms of swordsmen as he hasn't lost an official fight, but he only has 4. But either way, Jom is a legend and not many could step up to him and win. Richard was created by Flux. He can transform into any inanimate object he can imagine. His imagination is so big that he actually cut a hole in his head. That's some wild stuff right there. Bro saw a picture of Cardi B and went crazy. Not much was done with him since this fight is the only one he's been in, but his power is pretty cool nonetheless. What I like about this fight is there's no talking. They just get straight into it. Richard forms a hammer and smacks Jom twice and turns it to a sword. Jom quickly recovers and starts swinging, causing him to turn into a rock. He then turns into a drill and mows him off frame. Yeah, that's cute. Back up. Bro kissed the floor 4 times. You might as well get married. I don't know why he threw his sword at the guy who can transform into anything. Makes 0 sense. Yeah, you did that to yourself, bro. Bet he won't do that again. Richard hits a slow walk with his generator Rexall gun like, yeah, I did that. He then turns into a donut and Jom is struggling. Get back in there. Blocks the first swing, Jom airballs the second, the third one too, lands the fourth. Mink mink. Jom hits him with a 3-piece and stabs him. Turns out bro turned into a Seath and Jom is confused. Damn! That left a nasty mark. Bro's blood got different shades. Get up. Jom then proceeds to give bro a Mortal Kombat X-ray to finish him off. Yeah, that's disrespectful. And that's your only fight? I know bro punched in the air in the afterlife. GG though, that was a good fight. Next up, we have Alpha versus the French. I don't think we need an introduction. You already know who it is, but for the ones who don't, this is Turquoise's RHG Alpha, aka Himothy, aka the Him Reaper, aka Abraham Lincoln. He's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. He's easily the most popular RHG. He has a jet sword that shoots blue flames and is also highly skilled in ninjutsu. Simply put, it doesn't get better than him. The French was created by Avons. He has electromagnetic fists and an Uzi. He also has a unique square build that I haven't seen anywhere else. I guess we're in Minecraft now. The French pulls up and spawns a gun out of thin air and says, ready? Bro, after that, I don't really know. Alpha swings and airballs, so does French. Alpha swings again, but it gets blocked. French starts shooting, but hits straight metal. Alpha knocks it out of his hands, but gets flipped over, then body checked into the wall. That had bro furious, so he hits him with a 4-piece. French tosses a sword, defies the laws of physics, only for him to land none of his shots. Alpha uses the wall to jet blast and... bro's lucky he doesn't have a neck.
What the fuck?
Why does he have that devious smile on his face? Bro looks like he about to touch him, and I don't mean fighting. French pulls out the gun but airballs every shot, even in point blank. Bro's looking like a stormtrooper right now. Block, step off. French dropkicks him with no legs. Bonk, 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 airball these nuts. French then proceeds to manhandle him, then tosses him up. Alpha stunned, he don't know what just happened. French then charges his fist and puts them together. Alpha jet blasts down to French. Your mom's a hoe! No she isn't! Alpha tried to hang in there, but it was true. His mom was a hoe. And just like her cheeks every Friday, bro gets obliterated. And with that, it was wraps. I'm not sure if this fight was canon, but in any case, GG. Can't believe bro lost to a French dude. Next up, we have Wrench versus Fluffy. Wrench was created by L-Boy. He has a laser-powered wrench that he also uses as a melee. Now I'm gonna be honest. Wrench is my personal goat. Look, he may not be that good in hand-to-hand combat, and that definitely shows when he got handled by Jom twice, but he can be a real menace at times. I wouldn't say he has black Air Force energy, more like very, very dark gray. Fluffy was created by Fluffy Panda. He has an electric bat. Hold on. Okay, I've seen swords, guns, swords with guns, but none of them even come close to the sheer ferocity of a baseball bat. You have to be a straight delinquent to consider using a weapon you can only beat someone to death with. And it can wirelessly charge? Not gonna lie, it's looking rough for the ginger stick. French starts off by saying it's nothing personal, then bro starts crying. Maybe I was wrong. Perhaps the bat is simply a front. Fluffy's 10 toes though, and they get to boxing. They clash. Fluffy takes a step back, they clash again. Weave, airballs the down heavy but follows up instantly. Wrench blocks the swing, gets hit with a handle, and I guarantee that hit would have ended him if it landed. Wrench grabs him by the neck and pulls him down. Fluffy knocks his wrench out of his hands and tries to go for his head, but Wrench holds his arm back. He starts punching him, but that just made him angry. Bro's tweaking. Yeah, you done messed up now. Even Wrench knew that if he won, he's leaving with a broken bone. He dashes to his wrench and they start going blow for blow. That hit should have killed you, to be honest. Wrench gets the last hit off before blasting Fluffy into the sky. He then decides to meet him mid-air. Wink, oh, get off me. Then they both realize that they were 3 feet from the ground, and you know what happens. They dash toward each other and they both airball. Knee block, mink, 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 block. Bro slaps his head, jumps off of it. That hit should have killed you too, but whatevs. Mink grabs his wrench to pull him in. Weave, they clash again. Miss. Fluffy blocks, then conducts the hit to the ground. Takes a step back. Wrench pushes him down with his wrench, kicks him in. Ooh. Dang, dude, you didn't have to do all that. But what did I say? You can be a menace. And look at Fluffy, all sad and stuff. Bro knew his pack was finna hit. And from there it was over. Valiant effort from Fluffy, but unfortunately, you were fighting a dog. Now this next one's gonna be real good. We got Umbrella versus Frankie. Umbrella was created by Resh. He's an assassin that wields a sonic-powered umbrella. Now, he has a lot of lore behind him, way more than many OG gladiators. I won't get into it, but all you need to know is that he's the menace of RHGs. If you made Black Air Forces as a stick figure, you pretty much have Umbrella. Bro uses one of the most normal objects as a deadly weapon. If you ever have the unfortunate circumstance of having to box this man, just know that one of you isn't making it out alive. Frankie was created by Frank. There's been previous versions of this character with different abilities and a different color, but the most recent version of him can control temperature. I'm not entirely sure why he still has a pickaxe when he can freeze and fry people whenever he's bored, but who knows, he could be a miner. That won't stop Umbrella though. So the whole reason this fight is even happening is because Frankie was on the list of targets Umbrella was assigned to eliminate, so he spun the block on Bro while he was chilling. At least it was polite and asked him if he was really Frankie, but as soon as that was confirmed, he wasted no time trying to take him out. Something I really like about Resh is the way he draws eyes. I like how they kind of melt into the face with the pupils being vibrant. It's pretty cool. Anyways, Frank throws his pickaxe, but Umbrella says get that weak on. Frankie jumps and catches it and goes in for a swing. I now believe he did that on purpose to show off. I see why he was in clan style. He airballs, then they clash. Weave, clash again. Frank airballs again. Slip, weave. They clash for the 5th time before Frankie hits a mean roundhouse kick. Got Bro dispensing ketchup. He then freezes his feet and gives him literal heartburn. I don't know why he didn't kill him there. If you can burn someone's insides from a distance, I don't see how it's not GG's. He closes in, but Umbrella said he walked the prank and sends Bro tumbleweeding. He wasted no time following up and they clash again. Weave grabs the hand, grabs the other hand, then throws him across. Not gonna lie, that was kinda nice. He runs in and catches a mean gut punch. Good thing Bro wasn't eating anything. Umbrella returns the favor, then goes for the kill but misses. He then proceeds to disrespect Frank by tossing sand in his face. Yeah, no, you gotta end him now. Sand in the eyes is devious work. He then tries to blast his head off while he's blinded. You better lock in, Frank. This man is fighting dirty. He's trying to take you out by any means necessary. He then kicks him into the water and attempts to drown him. Frank burns his hand and says let's see how you like it. Umbrella's struggling to grab his weapon but eventually does and blasts Frank till he's a mere dot on the screen. Umbrella needed to confirm his kill, so he goes out looking for him, but Frankie turns the surface into ice, heats the bottom and blasts each other sky high. They clash for a bit until Frankie lands a blow on his shoulder. He then takes it out and cuts Frank during the process. Then they both look ahead and see a literal plane running. Even after that, they're still boxing. Clash, Hyun, weave. They clash again, but Umbrella tries to take his head off. Frankie moves his hand out of the way and he ends up putting a hole in the plane. Frank transforms his shield and knocks him out to the sky. I don't know if Umbrella hit the turbine or shot it, but it bursts into flames, forcing Frankie to jump off too. Frankie grabs his ankle, but Umbrella says get off me. He then decides to disregard his own life just to shoot him. This man is truly different. They both land and Frankie says you should surrender now that your good arm is hurt. Umbrella says, not a problem. I'm him. Speed blitz, pussy. Floats up, shoots down, gets some distance, boosts himself and hits him with a nasty right. Frank says, alright, let me lock in, and solidifies the floor. That's not ice. It's glass. Ho. Those are gonna hurt later. Umbrella shoots and it's a direct hit. Frankie does the same trick, but Umbrella was ready for it. Now any normal person would just move out of the way, but Umbrella decides to get saucy and use his weapon to surf on the glass. Maybe he should have been in style. Frank grabs some sand and turns them into shards and chucks them, but Umbrella's weave game is too strong. Frank knocks him off, but Umbrella recovers and strikes him down. It looks like it's about to be over for Frankie, but then the cops show up, but before they could do anything, it's not clear whether Frankie survived the crash or not, and I'm not sure if we'll ever know, but this was a good fight. In the end, the plane won. Next up is a fight of the century. Oxov versus Fox and Q. Oxov was created by Oxov 3000. He has robotic hands that channel energy and electricity. He's quite a popular RHG and has a ton of lore himself. He's a heavily skilled fighter and doesn't go down easily. Fox and Q was created by Kid K3. He has a companion called Q that can transform into anything. Fox himself can also flash step and enter this thing called single frame mode, where each attack is done in a single frame. He's genuinely one of the most unique RHGs I've seen, both in terms of color and abilities. He's pretty strong himself, and with an indestructible shapeshifter watching his back, you better be 10 toes. So Oxov was just chilling, then Fox pulled up and challenged him to a fight. Oxov said say less, and they get right to it. Oxov lands 2 kicks but misses the third. Fox gives him a 4-piece and airballs the ground punch, blocks the kick, back up, then bro taunts him a little bit. Fox gets mad and lands a 5-hit combo. Block, kicks the gut, then flips him over, goes for a double stomp, but Q was on that. It then morphs into a sword and Fox swings. He rolls out of harm's way, blocks the slash, blocks again, but the third one hits. Mink clash, Oxov charges up his arm, get off him. Bro taunts him again, but Fox said this is just the beginning. Sends Q, hits him with a 4-piece and said nah, we jumpin'. Ho, pussy. Pick him up. Mink, that was a disrespectful combo, and it came with no bev. Oxov breaks the rail, airballs the first hit, back up, goes for Q again. Let's put this away. Mink, now watch closely. You're about to see single frame mode in action. Devastating combo. Bro's getting checked on his own turf, and now Fox is taunting? Me personally, I couldn't let that slide. Fox sends Q to eat him, and it's looking like it's GG's, but Oxov finds that dog in him at the last second. Wait. Is that the thumbnail? Oh, it's over. Bro's about to get saucy. Bro hits him with the same line and Fox is like, okay, bring it on. Q turns into an axe, clash, weave, block, gimme that. Mink flips over and shotguns Q into Fox, slides up the half loop while charging his fist and knocks them both down, but he's not done yet. Pulls Q, Mink, goes for an attack but gets blocked, punches the gut and knocks it into the rail, breaks off a piece of concrete and takes bro out of commission. It's up to Fox now. Have this 4-piece. Mink, double palms, jump kick to the temple and in that same motion spins and goes for a kick but it gets blocked and countered. Mink drop kicks him, powers up his fist, weave. Yeah, that hit would have ended his life. Mink tries to counter but gets countered himself, gets hit twice and choke slammed into the pavement. He then picks him up, tosses him, shoots himself to him, lets him go, grabs him again mid-air, hits him with a primary lotus and it was GG's. Great effort from Fox, but Oxov is simply built different. Slush Invaders isn't really an RHG fight, but I wanted to talk about it anyway. It was created by Stick Michael, aka Gilded Guy. This is quite honestly one of my top 5 stick animations. And it's yours too. It's yours too. I said it's yours too. So basically it starts off with these people called the Blues. They're pretty much the ops. I'm not sure why they decided to spin the block, but they came in like 100 deep with a giant named Big Boy. Now the leader of the ops is named Big Blue. He himself doesn't fight, he's just the leader. Anyways, they invade this place called the Slusher, or Stick Slusher. Now peep the sign as it's an indicator of how to pronounce the Slush fighters' names. Blue swipes his card and nope. Access denied. Keep your eye moving. Blue says no matter and calls for Big Boy, who breaks the door open, and the raid begins. One runs up and knocks someone down, sending their lunch flying, then another jumps in and smacks him up. Now that's just cruel. I bet that food was fire. This is Stick Andrew. He's the leader and the whole reason why the Blues are here in the first place. You really be your own people. Someone opens the door to let him know, but it's too late. Bro's about to get his pockets ran. Triple kicks him, does a handstand, and double legs him into the ceiling. Andrew sees this and tells him to stop, and one of the members closes the door. Bro, your crib is getting aired out and you're closing the door because you're trying to game? Insane behavior. Andrew says, where's your CR? CR? Bro then proceeds to kick him in the temple, smack the piss out of him. Andrew bounces off the ground, double kick to the gut mid-air, slams him again, lobs him, homie comes up, throws him down, then drags him to a vicious vicious boot to the cranium. This man got absolutely violated. And his homies let it happen? Nah, we ain't homies after that. I'm joining the ops and letting them mark y'all. He follows breaking down the door and they still don't care. Just diabolical. And what's really crazy is that the only reason why they thought to get up was because Kyle stretched and saw Andrew laid out. Stucker, who literally just has to look up and see him, was too locked into the game to see his unconscious companion. Anyways, they finally walk out and see the devastation, but immediately get attacked. They were on it though. Kyle double kicks, burns 2 on each side, hits bro with a 4-piece combo, extra spicy. Backflips and burns 3 ops in half. Handstands, double kick to the dome, flips up and turns him to ash. Got bro doing the ooh pose. Spins around him, burns him in half with the same leg. Blocks the punch and sends him to Stucker. He kicks the back, jumps up, checks the kneecap, uppercut, spins and chops the knee joint in the back of his quad. Kicks him in the gut, blocks the high leg, weave, hits the rib, throws a heavy, turns it into a handstand and double knees. Kick to the gut, you're not eating again. Uppercuts, then proceeds to give him a 5-piece to go. Kicks the ding dong, hope you don't want kids. Mink, hold this. Block, weaves both attacks, then spawns 2 daggers and dices them up. Edro shoots down the first one, shoots the second, lands a mean punch, then dribbles this guy with his feet, shoots him, shoots the next one, speed blitzes through the next 3, sparks his feet and burns 2 more. You can't deny, that was pretty saucy. Big Blue turned around and saw that his crew got their fades ran, so he called in the teal troops and told them to pack it up. So now Andrew is at the top and it's not looking good. Stick James walks out and sees Edjo getting escorted somewhere, so he sneaks the invasion button but gets caught. He manages to set off the alarm and that notifies the members. This guy is just vibing and gets a whole door on him, then Omar and Mark pull up ready to catch some bodies. James runs up to a troop dodging every bullet, knocks it out of his hands, then knocks him down, dodges more bullets. Bro, these guys are stormtroopers. Takes that gun and shows them how to use it. Omar starts playing drums with someone and cuts them to pieces. Mark gives him a 2-piece, him a 3-piece, breaks him through the door, runs up to the ceiling while dodging bullets and hits him with a 2-piece combo. More blues start rushing in and it pans to Khan and Agar. 2 blues try to get a hold of him, but Agar comes and drives this guy into a rock twice. Khan kicks him with a ball, Agar lands a shot to the dome from up top. They both knock one down, Agar knocks another, and they both dribble the ball to each other with a guy in the crossfire. Crazy combo, and no Diet Dr. Kelp. It then shows Kyle, Stucker, and Edro tied up, but Stickery and Ben Stick Toby were hiding in the bushes. One of them finds out, rocks the dome, follows with a backhand, sit down. Bro gets shot at, but his power is defense. Ben swoops in and cuts him while Corey uppercuts the other, cuts them 2, and then Corey lands a double fist. Ben throws the saber and it boomerangs back to him. Bro gets sick of blocking and rocks him, then follows up with a double slam. Someone then blasts him with a shotgun, but he eats it. His homies come through though. If only it was like that for Andrew. It cuts them taking off, and this is easily the hardest scene of the animation. We then see Sean, who spawns a portal. Behind you, dummy. Serves a 4-piece, spawns again and takes the first guy out, runs out of the wall and uppercuts him, knocks him through the portal, then kicks him to the side, grabs him by the head, shoves him, runs through and plays ping pong with him, kicks him up, runs through, jumps through another for momentum and knocks him to a wall. You're telling me one person is this cold? Yeah, it's over. If I was a blue, I would change my color. Now we get Stick, Thomas, and Hang, who are undeniably saucy. Bro busts down his own door, scarf flying off and everything, and releases a barrage of blasts, then follows up with a mean combo. Uppercut, ankle break, down heavy, flip kick to the gut, kick to the chest, keeps him up with his foot for a quadruple spin kick, rocks the temple, uppercut, kick to the gut, hits the dome again, another kick to the chest and they're no longer breathing. Smacks him down, tags in Brian, kick to the stomach, another kick to the stomach. Dude, this guy will never eat again. Hits the chest, uppercut, Superman punch to the gut once more, tags in Matt with the double leg, 4-piece to the chest, grabs him, slams him to the ground, tornadoes the chest, double knockdown, and Thomas comes in with the finishing blow and bro just discombobulates. Yeah, there was no way you're surviving that, buddy. Some ops show up and bro leaves with efficiency. Hang was sleeping the entire time though and goes, "Oh shoot, the op slid on us." He takes one down but gets lit up immediately. Dang, they burn him to a crisp. Psych. Hose. Mink mink. Oh no, you got me this time. Psych again, stupid. Bro gets burned out of existence, then incinerates an entire side. Dang, that might have actually got him. We then see Stick Luke throw a couple of tomahawks, then catches them, blocks a bullet, then tosses one at an op, blocks another bullet and tosses the other one, kicks him, then busts into a building to hit a combo of his own. Uppercuts with the hawk, throws 2 to their domes, kicks him and throws the other off frame, dodges more bullets and tosses one to his gut. hit marks the temple, jabs one in his chest, another uppercut with the hawk and in the same motion tags the head. Uppercut with the hawk, pulls out the Berettas and shoots him down, back rolls and mid back flip shoots him as well, then hits the last one with a tomahawk and runs off. You cannot tell me the Slush Fighters aren't goated with the sauce. It cuts to Stick Eric blowing someone's head off, headshots the other, another headshot, that's an easy triple, turns around and quick scopes another, then 720s the guy next to him. Crazy play right there. Addison comes to back his homie up, slides a flashbang and Luke marks one and Addison takes the other. We then click to the Walkus missiles and bro has 3 of them with a person on each. These dudes rocket ride to the top of the building and blast in there. Hold this. West Stick, Stick JK, and Josh Stick spawn out the door and one of them tosses a flashbang and they breach through. The ops shoot back but JK knows how to aim. Josh and West move in and Josh throws a grenade and kicks into the others while West guns them down. I don't know why bro thought he was gonna do something. Big Boy tries to kick West but he was applying that pressure. Blue says screw it and sets the bomb to go off so they grab Andrew and jump out. Blue now sees that his whole army got turned into a pack. Not a single one is alive. He then hops outside to see every member outside in a line waiting to get their licks in. That get back finna be devious. And that's Slush Invaders. Absolutely goated animation. I don't know how long this took him, but shout out to Gilded Guy. He's the man. And now we have Gilded Guy versus Bog. Gilded Guy was created by Gilded Guy. He wears gold armor and has a sword that can extend whenever he wants it to. He also has this thing called the Stella pen that lights up, and also adds an extra 100 points for swag. Gilded Guy isn't some cracked out planet destroying being, but that's what's cool about him. He's just strong and incredibly skilled physically and mentally. Don't get it twisted, I do enjoy the crazy fighters, but it's nice having a more story driven character. He might not be an RHG though. Bog was created by AC Beam. He has acidic blood that he can control in various ways, like the texture. There's not much out there about him, but one thing to know is that he's a straight freak. I do not know what type of timing he's on, but he must be on something. I don't know who'd want to fight this thing. Not because he's difficult, but because he's weird. It starts off with Gilded Guy settling down at his campsite. There's some creatures around, but it's all good. He gets to relax but takes a peek at his sword and bam, you let him in. Now you gotta get him out. Oh, never mind. Everything's alright. Must have been the wind. Huh? What was that? He was not tripping. Bog is hungry and you look like free eats. Tries to get the sword but he grabs it. Cuts the right then cuts the left. Cuts the right again but Bog gets the command grab. Cuts the right once more. Blocks the double hand then we get a POV of Bog getting diced, but bro said you're gonna have to do better than that. He hits the extendo swing and splits his head open, but bro said scrumptious and does an extended attack of his own. Goes for the feet but hands off the fit. This is Prada. He then realizes that Bog has the flame debuff and understands the assignment. But look at Bog. He wants to get burned. I'm telling you, bro's a freak. Bro lands a devastating 10-piece combo but Bog's still standing. He goes for a finishing blow, spins around, jumps up and hits another finisher. But Bog must be on demon time because it does little to stop him. He puts out the fire and Gilded Guy pulls out the Stella pen. Plus 100 swag points. Bog absorbs and tosses him, grabs the leg and slams him down. But he's not done. Bro actually eats him. It's official. You're a licensed freak. Anyways, he spits him out. Gilded Guy grabs his sword, then Boggs turns into Jade? Okay then. Goes for the pen, hands off the drip. Then bro starts swinging everywhere. Bro, you already know that wasn't working. Then he sees a constellation in the sky and gains a sense of direction. Bro, you do not need to make that face. Under no circumstance do you need to make a face this crazy. He extends the sword and cuts the grass around him. Smart play. He has nowhere to run now. Serves a 15-piece combo but keeps it going. Throws straight haymakers and pulls the sword out and jabs the temple. Now bro's exhausted, but Bog had another part of him hidden. Gilded Guy starts questioning his chance of winning. I cut him down but another comes around the corner. He holds up the Stella pen but there's no constellation. What's the point? I lost my sense of direction. Oh, I get it. This isn't a physical battle. Alright then, Bog. You're in my house now. Bog starts going all out, tearing his armor apart. He wants to rip everything away from him. His armor, his body, his will, down to the last atom. You just don't get it, Bog. The armor is gold, but my spirit is priceless. Let me show you. He swipes the arm away but doesn't understand. You were in his head. Now he's in yours. Where'd he go? You can break my body, but you can't break my mind. And it was over. He had won. Bro's just gonna order Uber Eats. But yeah, this is by far one of the best fights I've seen. Gilded Guy always cooks with his vids. He never misses. Truly the goat of stick animation.